Holy moly. I am in complete shock right now, guys, about what I'm seeing coming up in the sneak peek. Let's head down this rabbit hole.
Married, and I get married again to Janelle, and I get married again to Christine.
Yeah. We've already seen this part. It's basically about Cody saying that, like, he never loved any of his first wives. His first 3 wives were just garbage, basically. And Robin was the one he's been waiting for all along. We get that part, but there is so much more to come.
He's sabotaging your relationship.
He tries to. I have to stop him all the time.
Okay, so in case you didn't hear that, Suki asked Robin in this tell-all, which is up and coming, like, is Cody also trying to sabotage your relationship? And of course, Robin is pathetically and frantically crying, letting everyone know that she feels awful about the situation. This sounds more fake than it's ever been, especially as she's trying to flash around her big new jewelry purchase, right? But she says, yeah, he does try to sabotage our relationship, but I just don't let him. Unbelievable, Robin. You have never acknowledged that the life you've had with Cody is so different from the lifestyle he had with the other 3 wives that of course you guys have a totally different relationship. That's what has attracted him to you so strongly. It's not that you're so warm, loving, perfect, ideal, like fundamentalist Mormon. You had so much money taking care of you every second since you stepped into Cody's life that you could be whatever you wanted to be. And you knew that in order to keep Cody in your pocket and therefore keep money in your pocket, you had to be what he wanted from you most of the time. That's what you've been doing. You've been setting this all up, controlling everything. It deeply bothers me to never see her take any responsibility for any of this.
You can't talk about Robin. She's the one that's loyal to me. So if you had any kind of a disagreement, you weren't safe.
And here we have Janelle opening up and admitting, like, Cody was forcing us to choose sides. It's like Robin was his favorite, and if we didn't pick to completely side with her, give her whatever she wants, then he was turning on us as well. I mean, this sounds like an even more horrific situation than I originally imagined was going on in the background. Now wait until we hear what Cody has to say. He sounds like a complete and total monster.
I don't think Christine knows Robin at all. Yeah. She was a sister wife. She'll probably, and I hope, be a very good wife for David.
Look, I've said it in my last video and I will say it again. Cody has become Jack Nicholson from The Shining. Take a look at his face. Take a look at the countenance behind it, like the air that he gives to the way that he talks and interacts with people. Like, he is a lonely, troubled, mentally ill man on Coyote Pass who is losing it and balding, and like he is becoming Jack Nicholson from The Shining. But then also, look, like the more I think about it, I feel like Christine and Janelle are Shelley Long. Like they're like standing on the other side of the door like, oh my God, who did we marry? Side note, I really love Shelley Long. I especially love fairy tale theater. Okay, getting back to the interview.
Have you met David?
Yes, I think he's great. I'm engaged and getting married.
Okay, so yes, of course, everyone's met David and they absolutely love him. But of course, Cody has to take any opportunity he can to shit all over Christine. So he thinks that David is fine, but he doesn't think David's gonna like it very much when he finally realizes that Christine is a bitch.
To the love of my life.
Christine has to destroy my character, or David doesn't feel like he can marry her because she left a good man.
Cody, really? Are you kidding me? Please tell me that this is a line that TLC gave him to say. Okay, let's rewind a little bit back in the interview when Cody tries to say that like Christine doesn't know how to be a sister wife. There are a lot of people who have actually made the argument that it's Robin who doesn't know how to be a sister wife, that she came into this family and they very quickly moved to Las Vegas where they all got separate houses and they came into an awful lot of money. She never really had to to share. She never had to get used to having Cody's affections put on someone else. She was the only one having babies during the time that they were together. So she got a lot of attention for that. And then ultimately the real of why she never really suffered at all as part of her marriage is that they made so much money and Robin got whatever she wanted and she never worked. The other wives were working. Recently, my understanding is that on one of McKelty's streams, she talked about how the primary income for her father and Robin, it is the show. You know, it's not from his job. As far as she knows, it's the show. So, of course, like, she's benefited, she's reaped the rewards of coming into that family at the right time, at the best time for her. If she would have come earlier, she probably would have just given up and left. You know, she can't handle not having money, not having nice things, not having help with her kids. She's really been spoiled quite an awful lot, and it has been on the backs of the other wives. We've talked about this before. So it's unfair to say that Christine was never able to be a sister wife. I do think that Mary and Janelle probably were like long suffering sister wives who did the very best they could to keep it together in that family, to all live in one house like they did when they were back in Utah. They made it through, and I mean, props to them. I don't think I could do it. Even though I've joked about wanting to have a sister wife for like the help and the friendship, I don't think I could just like share my space, my life, my kids, and maybe my husband. Maybe I could share my husband, I'm not sure. But, you know, it's a little joke there. Yeah, like, I think it would be really hard to live in a house with all of those people, and they made it through. And then the moment that Robin enters the family, they get up and move to a much nicer place, you know. So Cody coming down on Christine is just his way of constantly reassuring Robin that she is the shit and that he is not going to let what the rest of the world has to say about her, which is pretty much that they hate her. He's not going to let that, you know, shade his idea that she's some kind of a princess in a tower that he's built for her. You know, to him, he wants the two of them to be the end-all, be-all, and to really represent all that is good about what came out of the Sister Wives show. And for us, it's the opposite. Like, Christine and Janelle are what is good about that show. And then, you know, maybe a little bit Mary, too. Mary on gummies is what is good that came out of that show. All right, let's take a look at the rest of it.
Sorry, I don't know how to let this go. And this isn't me just being dramatic.
Okay, so here I just want to quickly point out that several people have said, including the kids, that Robin and Cody are highly aware of the criticism towards them, that they actually spend time like scrolling through social media, looking at what people say about them, and like showing each other, showing other people. It's kind of like a thing for them. So Robin, I think, is, and she kind of demonstrates it here, she's highly aware that we call her Sobbin' Robin, that there are all these you know, really hardcore people who don't like her. And that's part of the reason why they got rid of their public social medias, at least according to some of the children who've spoken out about it.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay, but did you catch that? Because right after Robin says, like, this isn't me just being dramatic, she says, thank you, Christine. Kind of like she's blaming, I guess she thinks Christine said that about her, which I wouldn't doubt that, like, in some interview somewhere, someone was like, yeah, Robin can be a little bit dramatic. So here, Robin, I don't know, Robin just wants to constantly, this is what bothers me about her, is like, she's a victim. She's not a victim in any of this. The victims are the women who lost their husband, had to get rid of their husband because he was an a-hole, and the children that lost a father and a grandfather for their kids. Those are the real victims, Robin. You're sitting pretty in a multi-million-dollar beautiful mansion that you've been in for years now, while Janelle's been living in like some small apartment or an RV waiting to get on Coyote Pass. You are not a victim. You're the last person who's been victimized by all of this, and it's really frustrating to watch her play these games.
Christine.
Could I just be me sometimes with Cody? No.
But isn't it not about him hearing you? Isn't it about you being heard?
Oh, my voice will be heard. I will no longer be silent.
Skirt! Turn this car around. Was that a threat from Mary? Okay, so that's what some people are saying. that in this sneak peek, it looks like Mary is saying that she's finally ready and willing to tell the truth about what really happened in their relationship. Because we all know, I am damn sure that what we saw on TV was not really what was going on in Cody and Mary's relationship. They acted like everything was fine until the catfish scandal. Then it got hard and they weren't sure what they're going to do. But Mary and Cody, they tried to stick it out. They tried to make it work. Hell to the nah. I've never believed any of that. So I cannot wait to see if in the tell-all we get an actual, like, true rendition from Mary about what went down between her and Cody. I would love to know. Maybe she'll say that, you know, it was Robin, that she thought he'd be happier once Robin came into the family, and then he just totally started ignoring her. And that's what led her. I don't know. I need to hear from her what is going on, because I've always thought that there's a lot more to Mary's story than we've ever heard before. I cannot wait for this tell-all. I hope that all of you will join me as we head down yet another rabbit hole tomorrow. Have a great night, friends.